okay? How are you all doing this week? For anyone who hasn't met me before, I'm Creative Clara. Nice to meet you all. If you've met me before, hi, hope you're all doing okay. Hello, hello. Whoops, Daisy. So today we are going to learn about something and create something which I absolutely love, and that is birds. So it's one of my passions. I love birds. I love watching the birds out of my window. I love going out into the countryside and seeing which little birds I can spot, or big birds sometimes. I go on holiday to places where I know I can see birds that I can't see at my normal home. So boring, I know it sounds, but they are really, really, really interesting in birds once you start to find out a little bit about them. And today we are going to make these fantastic flying birds out of only a few little household materials. So before we get started, for those of you who've seen me before, there are 3 rules, okay? And we do the 3 rules at the beginning of all of the sessions. And if you've been here before, if you want to say them along with me, then you can do. So rule number 1 is, it doesn't matter if you get messy. And rule number 2, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. Some of the best things in the world are invented because people made mistakes. So don't you worry about those little mistakes you make. You can always fix them, or they might make something even better. Amazing, guys. And the 3rd rule is, and this is always the most important one, make sure you have lots and lots and lots and lots of fun. Okay? So there's your 3 rules. Remember them as we're working along, okay? And the other thing which I just want to do are say a few little hellos. So my first little hello is to Phoebe. Hi Phoebe. Phoebe is one of my super doodlers. She does me a doodle nearly every single day, and they are amazing. So thank you, Phoebe. You make me smile. You put a big smile on my face every single day. Thank you. And to Hunter. Hey Hunter, how are you? How are you doing, Hunter? You okay? Hi there. And a little hello to Ilsa, Annavane and baby Elia. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. Hi there, hi. And a big hello to Charlotte. Hi Charlotte, you okay? Hi there. Hi there, hope you've got your egg boxes now. I hope Daddy hasn't thrown these ones away that you've managed to keep, okay? And a big hello to Luke as well. Hey Luke, you alright? How are you doing? Hope you're looking forward to making your birds. Got all your bottles ready? Fantastic. And hello to Samuel and Joseph. Hey Samuel, hey Joseph, hope you're both okay. Fantastic, I loved your butterfly life cycle. That was amazing. Thank you very much. Your video was fab. And a hello to Ophelia and Clara. Hi Ophelia, hi Clara. Hope you're both okay. A big hello to Harry and Katrina. Hi Harry and Katrina, how are you? Hope you're good. Hi. And hello to, last but definitely not least, a big hello to my mum. Hi Mum. As always, she gets cross if I don't say hello to her. So hi Mum and Dad. Hi Dad. Hi both. Hope you're doing okay. So that's all my hellos over with. Okay. Hello to everybody else as well. Anyone who hasn't seen me before. If you ever want me to say a little hello, just drop me a message and I'll pop you onto one of my videos and say hello. No problem. So should we get started? Are we ready? We should all have a plastic bottle. So it doesn't matter what type of plastic bottle you have. Pop bottles, you can have milk bottles, you can have, that's a water bottle there. I've got a washing up bottle, shampoo bottle, as long as it is plastic, okay? I'm sure there may be some glass bottles, grown-ups, in your rubbish, but please, plastic bottles. So the first thing we need to do is have a little think about birds. So I'm going to show you a few birds which we can find really quite commonly if we look for them in our country and in our gardens. And also, if you don't have a garden, you can stop, take a minute, and you can usually see birds everywhere, even if you live in a town or a big city. So the first little bird that we're going to have a little look at is the robin. So he's a little brown and red bird. There he is. And he can be found in your gardens or sometimes hopping around in parks. They're one of the friendliest birds. Sometimes they're called a gardener's friend. And you can see sometimes when you're in your gardens or if people are digging around in the mud, they'll hover quite close to you because they know that when you dig up the earth, you're digging up the worms and the bugs and they're waiting for them to eat. And then you've got another bird that you might see quite a lot of, more if you live in towns, and this is the jackdaw. So that's a jackdaw there, that black bird there. He's not quite as big as a crow, and he's all black, and you'll see them hopping around. Sometimes you might see them hopping around on bin days, so you might see one of those if you live somewhere that's not quite so countryside-y. If you live near some woodlands and you feed your birds in your garden, you might see either of these. These are great tits and blue tits. So there you go, great tits and blue tits there, and they're beautiful. I've actually got one of the blue tits nesting in my garden at the moment. I've got a bird box in my garden, so I've got two of these beautiful birds nesting in my garden at the moment. I'll try and get some videos if I can. Okay, and then sometimes, and we don't always notice these birds because they're very, very high, but they're around more often than you would think, you can see buzzards. So these are your buzzards here. So sometimes if you look up high in the sky, you might see one of these flying around. They're much more common than you would think. So there's a few birds that we've introduced you to. And what you need to decide now is whether you want to make a bird based on one that you've seen, so based on a real life bird, or whether you just want to make up your own bird. Both is absolutely fine. So have a little think. Pause me if you want to. Pause the video whenever you want. It's one of the reasons that I don't do my videos live, is so that you can just pause, take your own time, get your stuff together, have a think, do a bit of learning if you want to, go to the toilet, whatever it is you need to do, and then you can play the video again. So we are going to start making our birds. So the first thing and the most important thing that a bird needs, do you want to do this with me, are some wings. So let's see you all flying. How are you flying? Anyone lifted off the floor? Anybody? No one flying. Okay, if you did fly, doing that, send me a message. Okay, if anyone flied. Okay. So let's start with our wings. So some of you might have a stick. If you have a stick, you can you see this guy? You can make wings like this. So I'll show you how to do that. If you don't have a stick, that's absolutely fine. We can put the wings straight onto the body of the bird like this. Okay, so take your bottle, again any bottle, and what we want to do is, if you've got the stick, if you want the stick going through the centre, you just need to make a hole on both sides of your bottle with your scissors. One hole there and the other hole there. So in the same place your hole needs to be on both sides, and then your stick just goes through the centre. I've got a florist stick here, but by no means do you have to use one of these. You can just use a twig. The only reason I'm using this is because I've got loads of them for some reason. But you can just as easily use a normal garden twig, a twig that you can find out on your normal walks, okay? So when you're collecting twigs, you might even see some birds, because the birds are all out there at the moment collecting twigs to make their nests. So if you've got a stick, then your stick can go through your bottle like this, which starts to make your wings. If you don't have a stick, no problem whatsoever. We'll just follow along the same thing, depending on whether you want them out on the side or whether you want them stuck on your bottle. So the next thing you need to do is grab your paper, and I've got coloured paper. It doesn't matter matter if you don't have coloured paper, you can use white paper, that's absolutely fine. I think I mentioned in my event post you could make a swan. Beautiful, one of my favourite birds are swans, absolutely gorgeous. They mate with the same partner for the whole of their lives. Once they've found one, they stay with them forever. That's lovely, isn't it? So grab your paper, and there's a few different ways, a few different shapes you can make your wings. So, got a rectangular piece of paper like that. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a second. You can draw a line, just grab the pencil. You can draw a line from one corner to the other corner of your piece of paper, like that. So you're splitting it in half. So you started with a rectangle, and now you've split it in half into two triangles. So you could do it like that, cut it in half, like so. And then you will get two nice big triangular wings. So, like so. Two wings like that. So that's one way of doing your wings. Another way of doing your wings is you can get your plate. So, if ever you want to draw a circle, there's loads and loads of things in your homes that are circle shaped. So start to think a little bit outside the box and have a look at what things in your house are actually circle shaped. So this plate, we actually want a semicircle, which is half of the circle, and you just draw around your plate, and then this will give you a semicircle. So again, if you cut around your semicircle, do you know what? I'm so good at losing my scissors. Last week I lost my scissors as well. I'm going to have to start putting them on a chain around my neck, I think. So you cut out your semicircle. At the moment, the birds are super, super, super busy. So they're all building nests, the ones that live in our country all the year round. And also, we've got a lot of birds coming to us because they're just finishing doing something which is called migration. So that's when they travel big, big distances. So we're folding our semicircle now. We're folding our semicircle in half. There you go. So yeah, when birds migrate, they travel really, really, really long distances to get to different countries. So we get quite a lot of birds migrate to us. So the first birds that come to us are called chiff-chaffs. They are tiny little birds. They arrive in our country usually in April, and they make a lovely little noise which sounds like their name. So you might hear them before you see them. Sometimes you won't see them because they're only tiny. But they'll go chip chop, 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 chip chop. So if you hear a noise a little bit like that when you're out walking, it's probably a chiff-chaff in the tree. First little visitor that flies all the way from the Mediterranean to come and see us. So then you've got your semicircle, like this. So you've got your two wings that are this shape, like so. So you can either have round wings, or if you just want to go for it, you can have whatever shape wings you want, really. Or you can do something like this if you're using the stick, and you can put lots and lots of different pieces of paper running down. So you've got lots and lots of different feathers. So once you've done your wings, you can leave them plain. So you can just leave them the colour they are. You can colour them in. You can stick something to them. I've seen some lovely ones where people stick leaves, because leaves are very similar shapes to feathers. You can cut out some feather shapes and some different pieces of paper. You can stick those on if you want to, so that the wings look a bit feathery. Completely up to you. Use your imaginations, okay? So, if you went with the stick on both sides, I'll use the triangular wings for this one. You will need to stick your wings. So, put the longest section of your triangle along your stick, and then you need to pop some Pritt stick or glue or double-sided tape or sellotape or whatever you happen to have that is sticky, glue dots. Preferably not super glue, guys. And then the bird with the biggest wingspan is an albatross. They are massive, massive, great big seabirds, albatrosses. You are very, very unlikely to see one in this country. They spend most of their lives out at sea. They are the biggest bird actually in the world. The albatrosses. They have a massive wingspan, metres long. So, continue like that. Put both of your wings on. Put one wing on each side, like so. If you're not using the sticks, then absolutely fine. You just need to grab your bottle, and you use my washing up bottle, I think, for this one. It's a bit smaller. And then you'll stick your wings on, like so. So you're going to use some sellotape to stick these wings on, just to show you that there's a few different things you can use. And one of the second birds that you'll see, and this is one of my favourite birds. I genuinely get excited when this happens. And one of the second birds you will see coming into our country, and partly because they come all the way from South Africa. They are one of the birds, I can't get the end off my sellotape, they are one of the birds who travel the furthest distance to come and see us. I'm going to use glue because I can't actually get the end off my sellotape, which is, oh, actually, wait guys, I've got another roll of sellotape. You see, this is what happens sometimes. You make mistakes. And again, don't worry if you make a mistake, because there's always a way to figure it out. There you go, end of the sellotape. Mistake sorted. No problem. No harm done. So, sellotape. And you stick your wings on with your sellotape, like so. So, swallows is what I was talking about. A swallow comes all the way from South Africa. I always note down when I see my first swallow of the year, because it makes me super happy. You can use your scissors as well as your teeth to cut your sellotape. Sorry, grown-ups. If you've got any children there trying to bite sellotape now, big apologies. There we go. So you've got your two wings on your bird. There he is. Washing up bottle, a piece of paper and some sellotape. And he's already looking like an amazing bird. Look at that. Super cool. Fabulous. And then the next thing we need to do with our birds is make him so that he or she can fly. So to do that, you need a drinking straw. So if it's a bendy straw, I recommend that you take the bendy bit off it, like so. Just makes it a bit easier. And then all you need to do, let me pop around, is stick your straw onto the top of your bottle, okay, with some sellotape, again, with your sellotape. So the swallows, you'll see flying around, they're very distinctive looking. They've got a little red head, got a little white underbelly, and the rest of them are black. Then, by far, my absolute favourite bird is one of the last birds to arrive. So you put your straw on the back, pop one piece of sellotape, one over the top like that. And my absolutely favourite bird is a swift. They are beautiful. So they arrive in May, usually, and they make a really, really high-pitched screeching sound when they're flying. They come all the way from Africa as well, and they spend hardly any time whatsoever out of the air. They spend loads of time in the air. So the only time that they come out of the air is to just sit on their eggs, and then they go back again. And they fly all the way from Africa in one big flight, which is amazing. So you've got your straw on the back of your birdie here. So this is your basic shape of your bird, okay? So it's up to you now how much decoration you want to put on him. So again, if you want to decorate the wings, if you want to paint the bottle, if you've got any paint, or you can just leave them bare like that. Put some eyes on. I'm going to show you a nice, quick and easy way to do some eyes now, and then a beak as well. So we'll have a look at both of those things as well. But if you want to pause the video now, this is the basic shape of your bird. So if you want to spend a little bit of time making them look fantastic, or if you're copying a picture of a real bird, so if you're copying a little robin, or if you're copying a great big seagull, or if you've decided to do a duck or a swan, then pause me now if you want to and carry on working on your creations, and then pop the video back on to see the beak and the eyes, okay? So to do his eyes or her eyes, the bird's eyes, again, things in your house which are circle shaped, which are very, very useful when it comes to doing arts and craft. I have a 2p, have a 1p. The best coin, ask your grown-ups for this now, remember the best coin to use for a circle is a pound, okay? £1. So if you want a super circle, mums, dads, grown-ups, grandmas, granddads, whoever's there with you, they might need a pound for this one, okay? So eyes, I'm going to use some cream paper here, and you just need to draw around your 1p or your 2p or your pound to make circle shapes. You've got two eyes. One of the birds with the biggest eyes is the robin. So at night time, you'll see the birds all fly out of the gardens, they fly up into the trees to do something which is called roosting. So they go and they roost at night. But some of the last birds to go to bed are the robin and the blackbirds, because they have much bigger eyes than a lot of the other birds, which means that they can stay up a little bit later because they can see a little bit better in the dark. So we're cutting out our circles now for the eyes, like so. So we've drawn around them. We need to cut around them now. Maybe ask your grown-ups for some help with the cutting if you want to, if you need some help with the cutting. So you've got your circles there, cutting them out for the eyes, like so. The only bird in this country which is truly, truly nocturnal, so the only bird that does just come out at night time, I wonder if anyone can have a guess. I'm going to put some circles on my eyes and give you a little bit of time to think about what bird you think in our country is the only bird that comes out at night and sleeps during the day. I hope you're shouting out the answer to me now. And I hope the answer you are all shouting out to me is an owl. Can you all be owls? And another interesting fact about an owl is one owl says twit and the other one says woo. One owl doesn't say twit-a-woo, one goes twit, the other goes woo, twit, woo, twit, woo. And then your eyes pop onto the front of your birdie like this. We just pop them on with some glue or some sellotape, whichever you happen to have, whichever you have handy. And talking about sound, one of the most amazing things you can do, especially at this time of year, and I really, really do genuinely suggest that you all do this, especially because we're not getting up for school and we're not getting up for work, is get up in the morning and wake up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, go outside into your back gardens, by your front doors, wherever you can, go outside and it's safe and close, and then just listen to the birds. And you can listen to what's called the dawn chorus, and at this time of the year it's absolutely magical. So if you get a chance, wake up, go outside, pop a blanket around yourself, might be a bit nippy, about 5 o'clock in the morning, and just listen, just be quiet and listen, and then you can go back to bed if you don't have to go anywhere else at the moment. Well, a lot of you don't. I appreciate some people do actually have to go to work. Apologies to anybody who does still have to go out there if you want to work. But children, you can go back to bed. You can definitely go back to bed. So, you've got your eyes on your birdie, okay, like that. If you've got, the washing up bottles are quite good. It already looks like he's got a beak there. If not, you can make yourself a beak. So you can either cut out a triangle piece of paper and stick it on. So draw yourself a triangle. Again, if you want to make a cone shape, so to make a cone shape, again, another circle. So I'm using the inside of my sellotape as a circle. draw around, like so. So another circle we've got there, and you can make cones from circles. So circle is a 2D shape, and a cone is anybody been learning about this in maths whilst they've been off? Is a 3D shape. So we're going to make the circle into a cone for his beak. And the way that we do that is just by twisting it round. Can you see? He twists round, whoop, into a beak shape like that. So again, a little piece of sellotape or some glue on there. I'm going to pop a bit of glue on mine. So, on there. And then a bit of glue or sellotape will stick your beak onto your bird. So I suppose the next thing we need to do with our bird is get him to fly. So to get him or her to fly, you need to have a piece of cotton or string. Cotton does work the best, but don't worry if you don't have that. You can use string, you can use some wool, and you need to attach your wool in your house somewhere, and this is where you might have to have a look around and think. You need one piece of your cotton to be attached up high, and you need it to run all the way down to somewhere low. So you can do it inside your house, you can do it in your garden if you've got a space in your garden. You just need to find somewhere where your cotton can go from high to low. So I've attached mine to a picture hook high up on my wall, and then that's my husband there, if anyone saw him sneaking about in the background. It's my sellotape my beak onto my bird as well, so my bird's all finished there. Okay. So I've attached one end of my piece of cotton onto a picture hook, if you can see, and threaded it through a needle. I've already threaded my needle. If you want to pause for a second and thread your needle, or however long it takes, I've threaded mine first. Nobody wants to spend 15 minutes watching me and my not great eyesight trying to thread a needle. So there you go, needle already threaded there. And what you have to do is put your bird in the direction he wants to fly. So beak first, okay, and then thread the needle through the straw, like so. Okay. Do you know what I don't know? I don't know what the fastest bird in the world is. It's probably a hummingbird. I would guess it's a hummingbird. So now your bird, can you see him? Is attached to that piece of string. It already looks like he's flying. Whee! So then you need to find another point to attach your piece of cotton to the other end. So I've actually put a drawing pin in my shelf, because my shelf is made of wood. If you are going to stick any drawing pins anywhere, boys and girls, I would strongly suggest you let your grown-ups know first. Don't just go sticking drawing pins all over the place. Okay, so that needs to be attached there, again with a little knot, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this bird will fly. Shall we see if we can get him ready to fly? Are you ready, everybody? I'm going to move him up to the top of the piece of thread. Here he goes. And there we go. Look at that. He's flying. Absolutely amazing. Make sure I don't bop my head on that piece of string now. So, hopefully you all have, or you are all in the process of making a super duper bird, a super duper flying bird. If you don't have a straw and you don't have your string to make him fly, then you can tie something around him, even if it's a belt or a scarf, and you can just make him fly by moving him along. That will work just as well. Okay? So I think that's it from me. I'm always available if you ever want to message me, if you've got any answers, if you've got any questions, I'll try to answer them. I'll post my videos at 1:30 on a Friday, and then I sit down and I actually watch them with you. So I'm there with you, not live doing the video, but live watching. So if you want to actually ask me any questions, if you want to say hello, if you want to chat, then I am more than happy to respond to you from 1:30 till 2:30 on Fridays when my video goes onto my page. The other things that I just wanted to mention are my super doodlers. So my super doodlers, Creative Clara super doodlers, is a sort of separate page, but it's me as well. And I post a doodle a day on there, and you're more than welcome to join in. Today's doodle is that wonderful creature that comes out, the only bird that comes out at night in our country, and it's owl. So all you need to do is doodle me a picture, post it up onto my wall or send it to me in a message. It really does make my day to see those. Doodling is really good for you. It's really good for releasing tension, for helping you with your emotions, and it's really, really good fun. Okay, so if anyone wants to join in with that, Creative Clara Super Doodlers. Please, please, please share your work with me. As I say quite often, I'm normally at the amazing Roleplay Lane. I can't be there at the moment. So instead of being able to talk to you, see what you're making, share your ideas, I rely on you guys showing me what you've done. So if anybody wants to send some stuff across to me, pictures, videos, anything really, I really do appreciate it. It makes my day. It really does, because I miss you all. The other thing, I think, please do, if you get a chance, wake up and listen to the Dawn Chorus, because it's beautiful. And again, a really good opportunity to do it now. Getting up at 5 o'clock is less painful when you don't have to then go to work or go into school afterwards. And also as well, because we're on the subject of birds, if over the next few weeks or couple of months you do happen to see a baby bird, okay, so a little baby bird anywhere in the countryside or even on a footpath or something, please, please, please don't touch it, don't pick it up, because they're usually there and they're usually well protected by their parent birds. So it's more dangerous for them for you to touch it, because it means that their parents may reject it. So just a bit of bird care. So that's it. I know I love birds, I talk about them a lot, so apologies if you don't have quite the same enthusiasm as I do for. Okay, but I hope you are all good, I hope you're all well, stay safe, love you all, okay, and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye guys, bye. Oh, should we do the bird one more time? Should we watch him go? Watch him go whilst I come round and turn the computer off. There he goes.